think to myself, man, if I say that to mom and dad, they're going to be so upset. They're going to be so mad. If I say that to mom and dad, they're going to be so upset. They're going to be so mad. They're going to be so sad. I've now created a level of worry. And it might get to the point, as for many people, I see it all the time, where I'm now even symptomatic. So if you're listening and you're wondering, but how is that boundaries? Being in anticipation of somebody else's feelings and then modifying my own behavior to avoid that response, it's indicative of having some poor boundaries, because what we want ideally is for you to be okay with whatever response is going to come out of that person, i.e., in this case, we're talking about parents specifically. So, yes, it's uncomfortable for your mom and dad to be upset with you because you've just told them something kind of nerve wracking. But we have to let other people have the emotions they're going to have. It's not for you to control. We do not fix other people's emotions. We simply don't.
So if your child comes home and they've got purple hair on one side and pink hair on the other side, and they say that, hey, I've identified as a non-binary person, could that be
Yeah.
something that would torque some parents maybe a little bit?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of considerations here, right? We've got cultural considerations, we've got religious considerations, right? And I think in those moments, I know for many parents, you want to just say, this is my house and this is how we're going to do it, right? And there is a level to that. We do have to have some authority. I often tell parents, you're the boss, right? But it's important to have communication. And I will die on this hill. I don't care what relationship it is, parent child, husband wife, husband. It doesn't matter. Communication is essential. Sit down with your kid. What's going on? What are they thinking? What are they feeling? Are they nervous or worried about something? There has anything happened that you weren't aware of yet? The line of communication has to be open, and there can't be such a thing as taboo, not with your kids.
Right. I remember back in 2015, my wife and I started a private Facebook support group. My kids were young adults, 17, 18 years old. And I told my wife, I said, I really don't want to go to prison and have a boyfriend. So let's see if we can let's start this Facebook support group. I mean, we're already on Facebook anyway, right? And I'm like, let's see if there's other parents experiencing this kind of stuff. And of course, they were pushing boundaries, pushing buttons, and doing everything they could to set me off, right? And I'll never forget we started out with 10 members. Now we've got 1.3 thousand members. And so there's a lot of parents out there that are dealing with all sorts of stuff. And I remember this one instance, my wife were Katie and I were standing in the kitchen at this house that we were renting, and we were having a conversation, cooking lunch, cooking supper. I don't know, whatever meal it was, we were talking about stuff.